Larry, with a beautiful skyline towering just to the right of us, you get a look inside Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte, North Carolina. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the New Orleans Saints and the Carolina Panthers. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Panther ball club as they interplay here. They come in losers of 2 straight, so they're trying to right the ship here a little bit.
They're teetering a little bit, aren't they? And now things could really go south if they lose this game, so they understand the importance of playing well and stopping this streak.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Saints, they come in 0-3 and in desperate need of a win.
And as a team, you start to feel a little bit snake pit. They need something good to happen right now so they know it's not just them. They think they have the makings of a good team.
Fall is in the air, and the NFL season is in full swing, and we're underway here in Week 4. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. They're led onto the field by their quarterback, a man who's made quite the name for himself in the NFL, and that's Russell Wilson.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the 1 interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets. And bottom line, how do they get a win?
They go play action here on first down. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs. So the offense has it 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on first down. And he's got room. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Second down and 4. And he works his way forward for about 4 up to the midfield stripe. And he'll give it here to his running back. A big seam, and he might go all the way. Touchdown, Carolina. A big play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Panthers are going to take a first quarter lead. So they get the ball on the opening drive. They take it in for the score.
And how about setting the tone right away? Everyone talks about wanting to do that, but you always hear it in every locker room. First 5 minutes of the game, who's going to set the tone? Who's going to take control? Guess who just did?
Well, now on the next drive, when you score that quickly or you're scored that quickly again, probably feel like you need to respond.
Yeah, without a doubt. In other words, you've actually put the pressure even more so on your opponent.
Chris Boswell now for the extra point. And this will be good to give the Panthers a 7-0 lead. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards. And the last play, a really nice run that culminated in the touchdown. Boswell on now to kick this one away. This one fielded at the 5. for the first time with Alvin Kamara. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12.
Wow, that play got shut down in a hurry.
As soon as the snap came, you could see defensively they were just closing in. That was going nowhere.
Yeah, you count on your offensive line to give you a little bit of space, a little bit of time so you can make a move. There was none there for him.
Let's go. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Here we go now. He'll drop to throw. And the pressure gets to him again.
The game plan for any defense is finding ways to make a quarterback uncomfortable in the pocket. When you bring pressure from all angles, you never know who's going to get home. In this case, the left cornerback, right in the face of him, puts him down.
And a big tackle there as the defender runs right through him near the 34-yard line. Now onto the field, here come the Panthers. Now they'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. It means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
Now Wilson on first down. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a first down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
While we know that the identity of this offense is to throw the ball, they've got to run it every so often, if for no other reason than to tamp down the pass rush. They can't let them just tee off and get to their quarterback.
They'll run it now out of the gun. He'll get 3 up to midfield. Partner, your thoughts on this D-line?
I love a unit that can control the run and get after the passer. This is an all-around terrific defensive front. Hard to move the ball against them on the ground, and then when you want to throw it, look out. Here they come after the quarterback.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. From midfield now, here's Wilson. From left side, it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And they're able to convert on 3rd with a solid gain of 23.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. He's at the 50. The 30. Past the 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So a pick 6 there out of the nickel package. They went with 5 DBs.
Almost becoming the base package in the NFL is the nickel. Hard to throw against. That was demonstrated one more time. A pick 6 going the other way.
Will Lutz on for the point after. And it's no good. He misses the extra point, and this remains a 7-6 game. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And the Panthers coming out now. And following the pick six, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against?
Neutral zone infraction, defense.
A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
Let's go. Booker team.
On second down, they'll try and run the counter. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. With my good friend Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin with you. It's the Panthers in possession of the football as we begin quarter number 2. They've got a second down at 5 here to start things out. Shift together here from the D-line. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he takes it across midfield to the 45. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
And when you get good yardage like that on first down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. It's a loss of 2. Now 3rd down. I'm no offensive mastermind, but of all the guys on the field to block, you might want to stop him.
Look, I've got a very simple rule. An unblocked defender is usually your best defender, and he ended up making the play there.
The Saints with an extra defensive back here on 3rd on the field.
Could they blitz?
From the gun, it's Wilson. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and it'll be 4th down. Now Jordan Berry on to kick this one away. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got to look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Sheldon Richardson able to get him for a loss of about 3.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. And with a 3rd and 13 here, the defense in a dime look.
Here we go now. Green 39.
They'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And they're able to bring him down at the 20. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the 1st down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get it down here to the 43. A minute 58 to go in this first half of play. Back with more from Charlotte after this. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Larry Ridley is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. Here's Wilson, and an alley to run. There he goes inside the 30. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. They got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs. They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and, of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. And he will score. Touchdown, Panthers. Russell Wilson with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Panthers add on to their lead. And it's up. It's good. Our score 14-6. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it was finished off with a 10-yard touchdown scamper. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans.
This is their 3rd drive. Right now, maybe not about points, just about getting something. They haven't gotten a 1st down yet in this game.
It's a mental barrier you don't think about until you go a couple of drives without getting a 1st down. Then all of a sudden it looms big. It gets harder and harder to actually attain that first down.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it, because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
They'll look to throw here. He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. And they're able to get this one across the 35. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. Maybe a little sign of life here offensively, Charles. They get their first down. They didn't have any in quarter number one.
And I think what we're seeing is great evidence of good scouting by both teams, right? Understanding what they like to do, their best plays, try and take those away early. So now we're seeing some adjustments, and they end up getting their first down.
And the offense behind the chains here a touch on 2nd and 11.
Here we go now.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He's going to air one out. Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 26. And a return out shy of midfield to the 46-yard line. That late in the clock, second quarter, why not just run it a time or two and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may force them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
Now Wilson. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. Second down now after the pass completion. Here's Wilson. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number one. The Panthers on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. And the Saints signal for another timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. The Panthers on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. From the shotgun, Wilson. And he gets it to Funchess, complete. Touchdown, Carolina. Devin Funchess in the final seconds of the first half. And the Panthers add on to their lead.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter.
Detroit! Detroit! Here we go! Boom! Land it! Over!
They'll throw now on the final play. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of his first half of play. All right, folks, eager to get back to this Week 4 matchup. We won't put up a fight. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the third quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them.
Second down following the run.
A give. This is Kamara. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down.
No gain on that run, and while the team is down, there's still time to come back and win the football game. If I'm the offensive coordinator, though, I've got to think about moving at a faster pace and maybe opening things up a little bit and throwing it a little bit more.
Looking left side and completing it to Thomas. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to fourth down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
They stopped him in his tracks. And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with the football. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Panthers are going to get it back in excellent field position.
Really nice starting field position here for the offensive unit.
They run the counter now on first down. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run.
On first down, Wilson. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone.
And that's why defenders are often frustrated. Offensive guys actually made the catch, looked good doing it, but couldn't get his feet down in order to finish off the takeaway.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
The Panthers on third down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. To throw is Wilson. From the gun, he'll throw. This is caught. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you down.
And he is in. Touchdown, Carolina. A great play there with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Panthers are able to grow their lead. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
Fielded about a yard deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
And now the Saints get set to trot out there. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned it to 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
A give to Kamara running right. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Here comes the Saints punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And he's going to be stopped dead in his tracks. 47 yards on the punt that time, just 1 yard on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's up over 100 yards, and he'll be looking to get in the end zone again.
Has a tremendous nose for it, doesn't he? The ability to pile up yardage and find the end zone, that's the combination you want in your runner.
That's a combination any coach wants, and we'll see if he can find that end zone once more. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Looking downfield, and that's caught right side. He's got his man. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back. Now a handoff here to his running back. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Oftentimes when a guy has a game like this, he's going to take his offensive line out to dinner afterwards. But after a play like that, he may tell him, instead of getting the steaks, guys, we might have to go for the hot dogs.
To throw is Wilson. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
The Panthers on 3rd down. They've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 2. Now it's Wilson. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and that'll bring up 4th down. Here's Jordan Berry now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. The Saints on third down, not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 17.
Green, 39.
Back to throw. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Fielded just inside the 30. Well, that'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Carolina getting set to take the field. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
A handoff as they run the counter play. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 34 yards there and a first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Oh, he's got a little daylight. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. A big hitter there, a first down gain of 26 yards.
I'm still an old-school football guy, and anytime you see a big-time running play, that fires me up. And if I'm on offense right now, in the position they're in now, inside the 10-yard line, I think after the way they've run it, they've set themselves up for a good play-action pass opportunity right here.
Here's Wilson, operating from the gun. And the Panthers in for the score. Trying to bust out of that losing funk, and these fans have to like this. And all right, fellas, this is more like it.
And I know that if this holds up after the game, they're going to give the fans a lot of credit being at home, getting the support. But you and I both know it goes deeper than that. They had to get it together in their own facility, look each other in the eye and say, okay, what's it going to take to break this losing streak? And they really came together with a good week of practice.
This is taken at the 3. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. The escapability in evidence there as that one good for 15 and a first. On first down, he'll drop to throw. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. And they're going to speed things up here. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. On a crossing route, he hits Demaryius Thomas. And he's taken down, but not before he gets us into enemy territory across the 40. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 13. And it's a good return here as he'll get all the way up close to the 35. Carolina getting set to take the field.
And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. 2 yards gets them back to where they started, but now 3rd and 10.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he showcased the spin, but couldn't do much else as he's wrangled down. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down. Here's Jordan Berry now as he's on to punt for Carolina. This is fielded at the 7. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Saints will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90. Detroit. Detroit. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Leopard. Leopard. Detroit. 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 Detroit.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10.
Set. 319. 319. Over.
He'll look to throw. Going right side here, and that's complete. And what are the whistles for? Timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. He'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 28. And he'll bring it all the way back just a yard or 2 shy of midfield.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
The Panthers down to a knee.